Clone Wars Season 6. So this season I want to give a little background of before I get into the review, because I feel like it is important to understand this season, why it feels a little awkward if you maybe watch it now and you don't know the history of the Clone Wars series. Essentially, after Disney bought Lucasfilm, they canceled Star Wars The Clone Wars because it was airing on a rival network, and it was kind of easier to cancel the show than keep it going. A lot of fans were outraged and for a long time. So what they did essentially is they took some of those stories that they didn't finish in the Clone Wars and scrapped them entirely. Like there was one with Boba Fett that kind of explained some more about him that got scrapped, and that's not canon anymore. There's a Darth Maul comic, Son of Dathomir, which I might do a video on. I think I should after I finish reviewing all this stuff. But basically, that episode or comic follows an idea or storyline they were going to do in the Clone Wars series. There's been several books. There's a Ahsoka novel, which I don't really know if it's canon anymore because people have told me stories about that and how it's kind of loosely canon. So I don't really know what the deal is with that. But, there's a lot of that stuff within it. And so, Clone Wars was a show that kind of got screwed over. But Season 6 is a weird case where they had some finished episodes that were nearly completed, so they just kind of fuck it, let's just finish a bunch of them, throw them up on Netflix when the show drops on Netflix, because Disney Plus didn't exist at the time. And also the actor who played the Chancellor, Palpatine, right? He had died. And so they had to replace him. So it's kind of awkward because parts of the season he did the voice, and then there's new guy, and they don't sound that much alike. It's a whole thing. I like this season. I don't think it's perfect. This is what I like. I really like that as the show went on, you really started feeling it getting closer to Order 66. But there's only really two arcs I really like, which is one with Yoda, who starts hearing Qui-Gon, and he thinks he's going crazy, so he goes on a whole spiritual journey quest, and that's how we learn about the invention of Force Ghost and where they actually came from, and how Yoda and Qui-Gon are really the first Jedis to ever involve themselves in that, and it was pretty interesting. And then you get the other arc I enjoy in this season, which is the inhibitor chip storyline, which is where we learn all the clones have inhibitor chips and were programmed to kill Jedis, and it's a very tragic story that has a terrible ending. The rest of these episodes are not great. First of all, why in your last season that you knew you were going to have? Well, I guess they didn't know they were going to have it because this is the way this season was stitched together, but it does feel like shit. Really, we got a Jar Jar episode in the last season, because keep in mind, for a long time this was the last season. We never got another season, really. But I do like that all the Padme storyline, which I don't care about, and the Jar Jar storyline I don't care about, actually do have a functional purpose, in the sense that they do actually highlight that things are going to go down, and characters in this who are sidelined and everything know that things are changing in the galaxy, and I thought that was really interesting. It's all really well done stuff. I'm a big proponent of that idea, but I just don't think it all works. And this season also just feels awkward when you watch it, because you get off the last episodes of season 5 were episodes about Ahsoka leaving the Jedi Order, and there is just no mention of Ahsoka in this show. And so for a long time, people were like, what happened to Ahsoka? Because her storyline was clearly not complete. So it just doesn't always work as a final season. And thankfully it's not anymore. And we'll talk about that next video.